Stanley Kubrick's 1980 film The Shining is accompanied by an atonal, dissonant score from Wendy Carlos and Rachel Elkin that shares many characteristics with modern horror soundtracks. Score is one part of the larger field of sound design and is an example of what's known as non-diegetic sound. Non-diegetic sound refers to any sound not emitted by any object in the film world. The non-diegetic score's contribution to atmosphere is perhaps no better encapsulated than the moment when Wendy goes into the Colorado lounge to inspect her husband's papers. We begin with the shot of Wendy approaching, holding a baseball bat to her thin figure. The initial strike of a string instrument over the next shot sets up the rest of the dread that is to come. We cut to her perspective. At this point, the music begins. Discordant screeching violins are added, layering over each other. Violins are instruments associated with smoothness and a range that touches the emotions, but here they sound closer to the howling of a person or an animal. They seem to all last approximately the same length and come in quick succession, getting progressively lower. The score lowers, as, presumably, does Wendy's heart as she realizes how long her husband has been typing and what it could mean. Several of the violins seem to be timed to Wendy's hand flipping through the pages, though with the existence of confirmation bias in the brain's tendency to match sound with visuals, it's hard to tell. Throughout the scene, more traditional, frantic, and higher-pitched strings are also played to represent Wendy's scattered mind. Some sort of hollow lower instrument has also been accompanying the soundscape, much less noticeably. We then cut to a tracking shot of the danger we fear approaching, and in this tracking shot the low instrument swells before...
How do you like it?
During this release, the final release of tension after all this audio build-up, the sound engineers let the droning noise take full stage. All this happens in the span of 2 minutes. Horror films are meant to be tight roller coasters of uneasy concepts, and the score, while outside of the character's view, is in many ways the emotional track to that coaster. Suffused with many layers of string instruments, what may at first appear to be simple actually reveals a large body of work. By using atonal, dissonant, but still carefully timed sounds, Kubrick's composers made a film that signaled to viewers that it was alert and intentional.